Carry life, jingle bells, jingle bells. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hello, Cindy. Welcome. Welcome. It's great to have you. Stella, good to see you. Hey, how are you? I do apologize. We're starting a little bit late today. Got some unforeseen circumstances that were happening in the background. Had to deal with it. But here we are, as promised. So let's share the video so we can get started. So thank you all for being here. And we are going to be talking about 10 ways that we are wasting our money without knowing it. So invite others to join us so we can plug those leaks, save our money, and put them to better use. So thank you for joining us. How are you doing today? And what 3 things did you do to help you move closer to your financial goals? Let's hear it in the comments, because we're all about building wealth here on this platform. What 3 things did you do today? For one, you woke up and you're here and you showed up, right? So make sure you put it in the comments. You're here. You're coming to learn about managing your money. We do not want to minimize any of the things that help us move towards our financial goals. Just showing up today on this platform is something, because a lot of people do not even commit to learning about how to manage their money. So the fact that you are here is an action step. So make sure you put it on in the comments that I showed up to learn how to manage my money. All right. Ooh, look at Stella. She used 300 instead of 500 for breakfast, and she has joined Jangi. Somebody please clap for Stella. Let's throw some hearts for her. I am so proud of you. Please, let's put some likes for Stella, okay? So that is something I love. I want to applaud people who are taking action. So let's put some hearts for her, okay? So now she saved 200 francs that she can put towards her savings. That is an amazing step that she has taken. So otherwise, she would not have had the 200 that she can put towards her financial goals. So I am so proud of you. Keep at it, okay? Um. Oh, look at Yummy. She made her budget. Oh my God, you guys are killing it. She made her budget for how to spend for Christmas, and she's not gonna spend excessively. Oh my God. Ah, I am so proud of you guys. And Maxeline showed up to learn how to manage her money. That's right. You're here. So I want you guys to clap for each other. I want you guys, because I tell you guys are each other's accountability partner. Okay. Um, and look at this. She has saved money for the first time this festive period, and she won't suffer much. Why? Because she came here. Um, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you because you made your budget. Now, for the first time, you actually have money and you're not going to borrow money. All right. So, these are testimonies right here for that people are saying that this works. Okay, so if you're not taking action, this is telling you that you got to step it up. Okay, she made her budget this Christmas and she's made up her mind to know not to go above her budget. So you know what's gonna happen? All of you in the comments need to hold Clinice up. You need to keep her accountable. Okay, because she is saying I need to stay on my budget. And now we're her accountability partners. So that is why I love this group, because it's a no judgment zone. We're all trying to do better. We're all trying to build wealth, and we have all made financial mistakes. I share my story with you guys, and that's why I tell you guys, please put your goals on here so that somebody can say, "Hey, Clinice, you said you were not going to go above budget, but I saw you in the market trying to buy that dress. Was it on the budget?" Okay. You're not judging her. You're just saying, "Hey, mama, is that dress on the budget?" Okay. So you're going to be that accountability partner in her head saying, "Please stick on the budget, because you're not going to buy that dress today, but in 2 years, you're going to be able to afford that dress and more." All right. So that is why you stay on the budget, because you want to create a lifestyle for yourself where you're going to be able to afford those things that we talked about on, I don't remember what day, but that dream lifestyle that we had talked about. Okay. So you put yourself on a restricted budget for a short period so that in the long term you can afford those things, and not only for yourself but for your family and your loved ones. All right. So I am so proud of you guys, and let's keep building wealth together because you guys deserve to live the life that you want. So keep at it. Okay. So thank you for being here. And this is one more testimony. So she said, "My 2024 is going to be the best year so far." Yes, it is. And we are going to ensure that, because we're going to keep learning and we're going to keep taking action. All right. And Yemi said, so, okay, good. So let's get started. So today we are going to talk about 10 things that we do that waste our money without us knowing. Okay. So a lot of the times we do things that, take our money away from us, sneaky things, and we're not even aware. Just a second, I was going to share this video, and I got so excited with what you guys were doing and I forgot. So let me do that real quick. And while I'm doing that, please share the video as well. Tag your friends, tag your family members, tell them to hop on here so that we can share, we can um, learn together and build wealth together. Okay. And who is it that, because I said when we build well together as a community, we can go further, especially when we empower women. Because you know that when women learn, then they can teach their kids, and then they can teach their husbands, they can teach, the sons, and they can empower a whole community and a whole village. So, with that being said, I am Sylvie. For those who are coming here for the first time, I am a nurse practitioner by profession. I am also a financial educator. I teach people simple ways to manage their money so that they can build wealth. The things I teach on my platform are for educational purposes. I do not give financial advice. So please, before you do anything, i advise I do not advise, I encourage you to consult with a financial advisor that you trust, and always do your own research. With that being said, let's get started. So what are the 10 ways that you might be wasting money without knowing? The very first way is subscriptions. So I want to know, how many subscription services do you have? because subscription services have been all the rage in recent years. When people did away with cable, right? Subscription services took over. We have like Netflix, we have Spotify, we have YouTube. So we have a lot of subscription services. So let me know in the comments, how many subscription services do you have? So what tends to happen is we subscribe to all of these things that we end up not using. We think we're gonna need it, right? They they put a show out, and then we say, okay, I need to watch this show on YouTube, right? We go subscribe to YouTube. And then another show comes up on Peacock. Oh, I need Peacock. And then another show comes up on, Netflix. Oh, I need Netflix. And then before you know it, you have got at all of the subscription services, right? Maybe you need Apple Pay, maybe you need what have you. So before you add up all of these subscription services, they've even passed the cable that you are paying, right? So subscription service is something that has crept up on us over time, and we do not sit down to assess, especially if you do not do a budget, right? So I encourage you, if you're watching, to just go back and look. Hey, do I really need this subscription service? Have I even been using it? And if you have not been using it, just get rid of it, because when you think about the $7 here, the $8 here, $7 over, a year, that's easily $84, right? And you could have put that money to good use. You could have invested that money. So cut back on that subscription service and save that money. All right. So that is one. The second thing that creeps up on us is impulsive purchases. Now, a lot of the times when we do not budget our money, that is why I am so proud of you guys for creating a budget and sticking to it. We make a lot of unplanned purchases. So somebody said on here they have they have 10 subscription service, and oh, two people said they have 10. So you can imagine 10, which subscription services are on an average are like $7, right? So 10 times 7, that's $70 a month easily. And then you have some of them that average like $15. So you can do the math and see how much you can be paying in subscription service alone. And subscription services are not like a need service. So when you add that to your needs, that can easily add up to your expenses. And if you are pressed for cash, that is something that you can easily do away with, right? So just something to have in mind. Yes, you go, Clinics. I am reducing that. You can if you do not, you're not using it. But if it's something that you're using and you're not pressed for cash, then you can keep it. Okay. Impulsive purchases. We're talking about that next. So, like I was saying, when you go to the store, right? And I have been a victim of that. I go to the store, I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna just rush in there and get an item. When I tell you this, like Sam's Club, oh boy. I'm like, okay, no, I'm just gonna rush in there and maybe get like, a gallon of milk or some eggs. And before I know it, I'm pushing a full cut out of there, and I have spent $200, $300 because I'm like, oh, let me just get that because I am not, gonna be there now again. Oh, let me just get that because why? Because I did not plan for it, right? So those impulsive purchases take away money from you that you did not plan for, money that you could have allocated to something else. And then what tends to happen is you bring that shopping to the house. And a lot of the times, if I'm being honest, I come and find out, oh, you know what? By the way, I even had a bag of rice sitting in the pantry. So now I have, I have double bought things because I thought, okay, maybe let me just buy the bag of rice from Sam's because, oh my God, I don't think I have rice. Let me just buy, that 20 gallon of oil because it's cheaper in Sam's. Let me just get that. Oh, let me just buy. Yeah, so now I'm grabbing things because I don't want to drive to Sam's. It's farther from my house, right? So I buy these things. And then I come back to the house and I'm like, oh, shoot, these things are already in the house. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, let me just keep it because I'm going to use it, right? So then I end up using it 2 months down the road or 1 month down the road because I didn't even need it. But here's the thing, if I had looked at my pantry before going to shop, I would not have bought those things, right? So I just bought those things because I thought that I needed it. So those were impulsive shopping purchases that we do. Marceline says she's the head of the department. Thank you for being honest. Like I said, this is us being honest about our habits so that we can change it. If you do not look at what your habits are, you are not going to change them. You're saying, okay, these are things that I need to work on so I can get better. And the other thing that tends to make us do impulsive purchases is social media, because we look at things on social media, right? Have you ever just looked at a dress on social media and then they send you copies of those dresses on your feed? Yeah, that's what social media does, right? Because now they're like, okay, she looked at that dress, so let's just keep advertising things to her. And before you know it, you're buying that dress, right? So social media is great at advertising to you. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful to not fall prey to their advertisement, and keep rejecting and saying, okay, I don't want your ad anymore. You got to go in and say, don't advertise to me, don't send those adverts to me, because at some point when they keep feeding you those things, you're going to say, okay, yeah, let me buy it because it looks good. All right. So impulsive purchases again make us buy things that we do not need. The pressure from social media, or because we see things that people put on social media, then we tend to buy things that we do not need. So a good rule of thumb that you can implement is put a 24-hour rule, right? That if I need to buy something, I'm going to wait 24 hours. If after 24 hours I feel the need to buy it, then I'm going to go ahead and buy it. If not, then it wasn't something that I really needed to buy. Okay. So somebody type in, wait 24 hours before buying anything. So that's what we're going to do. So as I put out the money wasters, somebody type in there, Clenis or a blissful child, or Maxine, please, somebody type in this money wasters. So we've talked about the impulsive spending, we've talked about subscription, and then I'll be talking about how you can stop those money wasters. So the tip for that is the 24-hour rule for the impulsive spending. So wait 24 hours before you buy anything. The third one for how we waste money is eating out. So yes, we want to eat out. We want to go out with friends, because it's a whole experience. When you go sit out, you eat, you spend time with friends. But we got to consider how often we eat out, because when you do that frequently, right, you spend so much money. So when you eat out, you're not only paying for the food, you're paying for the whole experience, right? So you go to eat out, you pay for the food, you pay for the experience, and then you have the tip. So you go eat out 2-3 times a week, right? How does that affect how much does that add to your expenses? So you got to think about that versus if you cook at home and say, okay, I'm going to budget eating out. My family and I are going to eat out maybe once a month. And that's going to be a whole treating ourselves. So when we are going to eat out, here's a budget for us eating out. versus, okay, your friends call you and say, oh, let's go eat out, and you jump and you go eat out. Now, again, not only is that an impulsive expenditure, but when you do that frequently, you're again cutting into your expenses and spending money that you did not allocate into that you did not allocate from your income, right? So the tip for doing that is you want to plan your meals at home. So look at this week, what are we going to eat at home? And like I said before, instead of just going to the shop and buying things, look at your pantry. All right, what do I have? When we go grocery shopping, because we've planned our meals, maybe we're gonna cook achu, we're gonna cook arrow, we're gonna hopefully you're not cooking all those hard meals. I hate cooking, so I'm just but anyway, if you're gonna cook maybe stew, you're gonna cook rice and chicken, you're gonna cook so things that you can repurpose those ingredients, right? Now, when you go grocery shopping with your list in hand, and I encourage people to use cash, now you're going to go buy things on your list, right? And then you're not going to be spending money that is not spending from things that are not on your list, and you're going to be spending cash only. You're not just going to be swiping your card like I did at Sam's Club, right? So you buy your things on your list because you've already made your list and said, okay, if I'm going to cook rice and stew, then when I come to cook my poulet deje, I'm going to use that chicken that I made that rice and stew, and I'm gonna repurpose that, poulet deje. So I'm see how I'm using my chicken again for my poulet deje. So it's saving me money because I'm doing two things, right? So that's how you want to repurpose your meals so that you're not wasting your food. All right. So you always want to meal plan before you go shopping. And again, think about how ways of saving your food. So for us, we have like little bowls in our freezer. We have an upright freezer where we stack our food when we cook it so that it's easy for us to just take it out in little and heat it up. Because sometimes when you put it in in big bowls, we notice like when we put it in big bowls and we take it and heat it, then it gets bad. Because another way is you got to think about saving the food. You don't want to cook the food and then you waste it. You don't save it because then that's another wastage, right? So how are you going to save that food that you have cooked? So for us, another tip we use is looking for little glass bowls that we save our food in, so that when we take that little bowl, it's just enough for us to heat, and the family can cook. All right, and I'm gonna share. I'll probably share the video with you guys. And for those in the diaspora, what another thing that you can have is an upright freezer. I've shared that a lot with. I think I shared a reel with it. An upright freezer works because you don't have to scramble in there looking for food, because I just go in the upright freezer and I just pull the things I need. So that is another tip for not wasting food. You just stack it in an upright freezer in the glass bowls and then you just pull it out when you need it. So those are the tips for saving food, cooking food. If you have other tips for repurposing food and saving food, please drop them in the comments so that we can learn and save money. All right. Um, okay. So this was trying to say I always tie it in a plastic bag and put it in a freezer. Yes. So that's another tip that somebody shared too, because then if you don't have space, a plastic bag is good because then you can just put it in the freezer. So great. Thank you for sharing that. So that is the third way that we waste money without knowing. The fourth way that we waste money is bank fees. So bank fees like overdraft, ATM fees, monthly charges, maintenance fees. Yes. So when you have your bank and they tell you, okay, you got monthly charges, you get bank fees, you don't think about it, but it adds up. $10 here, we charge you $30 for overdraft fees, and then overdraft fees. And before you know it, when you think about it, $10 every month. Okay. That's $100, and then $100, and 110 over 10 years, right? Or over 5 years. So when you take that money and you invest it, how much is that? So you got to think about banks that do not charge you money. The credit unions. Why would you go put your money where they charge you when you have an option that doesn't charge you, right? So research banks that don't charge you. Always look for ways to make money, not ways to lose money. Somebody please put that in the comments. Your money should make money for you. Your money should not lose money. All right? We're not in the business of losing money. We're in the business of making money. Okay? So type that in the comments. We are in the business of making money, not in the business of losing money. So if the bank is taking money from you, then we gotta go. We gotta look for a bank that's not gonna take money from us. Because when the bank takes your money, the bank goes and makes money. So that bank should not be charging you for taking your money to go make money. So we should look for options that's not going to charge us money. So there are credit unions that you can put your money in for free. All right. So another way to avoid charges is to make sure that if they have a minimum requirement, you're meeting those minimum requirements. Some of them would say you need to have like $500 in your account to avoid those minimum charges. All right, you got to keep the minimum balance in that account so you don't pay those charges. For example, if you have a business account, right, then you keep that minimum charge in that account so you do not pay the charges. Now if you are want to avoid the overdraft fees, then you can, have overdraft protection so that you do not pay the overdraft fees, right? So ensure that you have like overdraft protection attached to your account so that you're not paying overdraft fees. So this is just some of the ways that you can avoid those bank charges, because in 1 month, say you're paying $10 for bank fees, and then you have $30 because you have overdraft, because you overdrew your account, right? So now you're overdrawing your account because you don't have money. Then you're paying $10 because you don't meet the minimum payment. So you're $40 down because you don't meet the minimum payment. So because you don't have money, now you owe the bank $45. You see what I mean? So it already shows that you don't know how to manage your money, and then you're owing money. So please, in that case, book an appointment with me so we can talk. Or you need to follow this page and subscribe so you can learn simple ways to manage your money, because you are definitely doing something that's not right and we need to fix that. Okay, because you do not need to be giving those people your money. All right. So the fifth way to prevent losing money is energy waste. Now, there are a lot of people who leave the house with lights on. There are a lot of people who leave the house and don't turn off the faucet. They leave the water dripping. Yeah, that faucet that you left on, the lights that you left on, you don't think about it, but it is consuming energy. You don't unplug the appliances. Yes, it is consuming energy, and then you see your energy bill and you're wondering why your energy bill was so high. Like my daughter, she wants to take a bath every day. I'm like, honey, you're not gonna fill that bathtub every day. Nobody's paying that water bill. I'm not doing that. You're not taking a bath every day. We don't think about it, but filling that bathtub every day is raising the water bill up. So little things like that add up, add your energy cost. All right. Another thing is you're running your dryer during the day. Everybody wants to do laundry during the day. So it's expensive. You want to run your dryer at night. In the weekends, everybody's doing laundry. Uh-uh. So for us, we do our laundry on the weekday at night, because nobody is doing laundry at night, right? Everybody's sleeping. They don't want to do laundry at night. Nobody wants to do laundry during the weekend because they're busy working. So guess who is doing laundry at night on the weekday? Mm, I'm trying to save money. And then during the summer, I have a drying line at the back of my house. Trust and believe, I'm drying my dresses out in the sun because there's sunlight outside. Plus, the sunlight is going to kill the germs. Okay, I'm not running that dryer if the sunlight can dry my dresses. Okay, so just simple tips like that can save you money on your energy bill. All right. And when you leave your house, just turn your thermostat down. Now, the houses are smart where you can just, you know, automatically you leave the house and it turns down your your energy. So just make sure that you're setting your thermostat down so that it can save your energy bill. Now, some people are going to say that it's being frugal, but you know what? The frugal lifestyle is going to give you money that you can save and invest. There's no need to be wasting money if you do not have to. So these are just tips that you can use to save money, and ways that you automatically do not think that I'm wasting extra money because I'm running these appliances. I'm not unplugging these appliances. Or another thing is, when we used to be in areas, now we're not in places that are really cold, right? But when we were used to live in an area that was really cold, the windowsill, you got to plug the windowsill, because when it's really cold, then you have to spend extra energy to heat up the house. So now you got to plug the window, ensuring that you're not spending extra energy to warm up your house, because your electricity, your heating bill is going to be higher, right? So look up ways that you can save money on your heating bill, because sometimes your heating bill will come like $400, and you'll be wondering, okay, why is my heating bill so high? Because you have a leak on your windowsill. So go plug your windowsill so that you're not spending so much money. And sometimes you don't have to go buy stuff. You might just need to take a cold towel and put it on the windowsill. That's it. So just little tips that you can look up. Go soak up a cold towel. Yeah, now it's winter, right? If you're in Minnesota, soak up a cold towel, go to your windowsill and plug it up, and so that your house is not gonna be the heat is not gonna dissipate outside, and your house is not you're not gonna spend as much money trying to heat up your house. All right. Yes, you're gonna be millionaires. We're gonna make millionaires out of this. Okay. All right. Now, the segue is unused memberships. What? Let's see. Yvette said, "We will be millionaires from all this knowledge." So, fun fact, right? I'm going to share with you a little tip. So, when I got financial knowledge, when we started learning about financial knowledge, it's interesting that you said that. When we learned about financial knowledge, I told my husband, I said, with all the knowledge that we have now, I did. I think I removed myself. With all the math that I did some math, and I said, with all the money that um African immigrants make, it is immigrants can actually become millionaires in 10 years, right? And he was like, okay, what do you mean? As the immigrants come here and they make so much money, and I did the math, and I said, with the amount of knowledge that I have now, if I were to apply that knowledge to their income, they can become millionaires in 10 years, right? And so I have somebody who came here 2, 3 years ago, and I started applying that knowledge to them. And with the how much they have accumulated, they're gonna become millionaires in less than or about 10 years. So it is possible to become millionaires with the knowledge that I'm actually giving you guys and with what they're doing. So I was just really excited when, because I check in with them. So I tell the people, I said, you don't have to do like all the bells and whistles, because financial education, I tell you guys, financial education can change your lifestyle. And I am seeing that with the people that I am working with. I'm seeing how their life is changing. I'm gonna, after this life, I'm gonna share some of their, some of their numbers, because I am seeing how they're building it in front of me, and they're building wealth, and they're gonna become millionaires in 10 years just from the information. And I'm saying like millionaires in dollars. Okay, just from the information that we're sharing with them, I'm giving them, and the work that they're putting it, they're gonna become millionaires in dollars. So for the people that I talk to, and they're not putting the work here in the diaspora, I'm like, okay, it's up to you, because I'm giving you this information. If you're not putting in the action, then it's up to you, because I have the proof of people who I have actually put in the work, and I'm seeing them become millionaires in front of me. So yes, if you do the work, you can become millionaires. So I'm just sharing the story with you. And after this live video, I'll probably drop, some of their testimony. All right. So yes, you're gonna be a testimony. So that aside, let's go to the the sixth way that people waste money. The sixth way is unused membership. So this membership is like gym membership. So I know New Year is coming. So believe you me, everybody's gonna sign up for the gym, right? We all are gonna want to lose weight. We all are gonna want to, promise like, okay, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds by every week. But then we never go to the gym, but we never cancel it either, right? So that is something that really is up into our budget. So please look at all those membership services that you have signed up for. Another thing that is really common now is when you buy products, like you go buy like a dress, or I see now with lotions, they're making you sign up for like memberships. Like, okay, I'm gonna, sign you up for this membership because you bought like lotion, so now you become a member for something, or you bought like a dress, now you become a member to some service. So, but then do you even go there? Do you, like, you become a member to a club, but how many times are you going to that club? How many times are you networking with those people, right? So if it is something that you are using, because sometimes networking opportunities are great, right? Especially if they're enhancing your career or for personal development. I'm all for it. Something that you are using, because sometimes money gives you money makes you, you got to put money to enhance your skills. You gotta, so those are great opportunities, right? But if you're putting money into a club that you are not using, you got to reassess, and you got to cut back and take that money and apply it to something else. All right. So look at those membership services that you are paying, and you cut back, or you cancel those memberships and apply that money to something else. Now, the seventh one is those expensive habits that we have, some of which include daily coffee or tea that we have to have, or some of us is like alcohol, or cigarettes. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but those habits are expensive. Okay. So if we cut back on some of those things, not only does it make our lives better, right? It's gonna improve our lifestyle, but then it saves us money. Okay, let's take coffee for example. Coffee is about $3. If you go to Starbucks, you spend $3. Now, $3 every week, it's going to be about $21. But then in a month, you're spending about $84, right? So in a year, you're spending about $1,000 on coffee. But Say you still want to drink coffee, right? You can still make coffee at home. I'm not saying don't drink coffee, because sometimes we think that if we are learning how to manage our money, it means that we do not live. No. Managing your money means that you are smart about the way you manage your money. You do not want to be buying coffee for $3 if you really cannot afford if you are going to be swiping a credit card to buy that coffee. That's not a smart way to manage your money, right? So I'm going to make coffee at home because I like coffee. So I'm drinking coffee, right? But now saving $3 because I'm not buying that coffee at Starbucks or at at the coffee shop outside, right? So how are you funding that habit? Am I going to buy a drink outside with my friends, borrow money at the bar, open a tap at the bar to fund my drinking habit? Oh, mommy, I better open me tap, yeah. Give round for my friend there. So you don't have money to fund that habit, right? But you're drinking. So cutting back on that habit is going to save you money, right? But if you have money, say for example, like yesterday, we talked about opening a personal spending account. It's your personal spending account. Now you took money from that account and say, hey, I'm gonna go treat my friends, right? You go to the bar and you give rounds. You see the difference? So now you have money, it's your spending money. You go give rounds at the bar, no problem. But now you're going, it's different from when you go and you go open a tap at the bar and you're borrowing your way to that habit. Or you are drinking because and you don't have money, or you go to let another habit is gambling, right? You're gambling hoping that you will make money to pay for the money that you are gambling with, right? So those expensive habits that we do because you're like, oh, my just gamble details say, and then I go make money. Okay, now you don't get the money. Okay, now ma make one bed or two. What is they call it? Now one bed or two bed. One what did it is it one bed? I don't know. But now then it's not TSA anymore, it's one bed. But then that's the habit. Gambling, it's a habit, right? You're hoping to make money because you don't have money. So now you're gambling that money, hoping that you're gonna make more money to cover up the hole that you have created, right? Because people don't gamble because they have money. Nobody gambles because they have. Yeah, thank you, Yomi. Is expert. People don't gamble because they have money. People gamble because they don't have money. Let nobody who is gambling tell you that they have money. Mm-mm. If you're gambling, it's because you're trying to cover up a hole that you've created. You can write that down. If you see somebody who is gambling, they do not have money. They're gambling to cover up a hole. So it's the same with the short put and the investment. Anyway, but that those are just habits, the expensive habits that we have that we try to cover up and we don't realize it. So one of the things that we have to do is look at those habits and try to break away from those habits and take that money that we're putting into those habits, whether it's drinking, whether it's smoking, because how much is a pack of cigarette, right? We're smoking a cigarette every day. Just cutting back to from one pack to half a pack. How much is that going to save us, right? Or we say, okay, I'm not gonna buy coffee every day. Let me start buying coffee 2 times a week, right? You cutting back every day. Or you say, I'm not gonna buy alcohol every day. Now let me drink two bottles and cut back instead of drinking, a pack of 12 packs of 12 bottles like I was drinking. And just see how much you're saving, because it's hard to just cut off completely. Just start cutting back. And when you do the math and you calculate and see how you feel, that's how it's going to motivate you to cut back. But yeah, those habits do cost us money. The eighth way that we spend money without even realizing it is not having a budget. All right. So we have talked about impulsive spending. We've talked about how not having a budget can make us spend impulsively. Now, I'm going to talk real quick about um so clinics. Here's what we say. And gamblers and drinkers never give up. They're doing it with a hope for a brighter future, but it never seems to happen the way they plan it. Yes. So that's the thing about gambling, right? There was a statistics that says that you have a better chance of being struck by lightning than of winning the lottery. So just think about it. You have a better chance of being struck by lightning than of winning the lottery here in the US. So if you're playing the lottery and hoping of winning, lightning is going to strike you first. But people who gamble don't think about it. They just hope that they are going to win the lottery. So that is one of the things I encourage people that, and people who teach financial education tell you that the greatest investment you can make is on yourself by learning how to manage your money. Because if I tell you guys, like you guys are doing, right? That's why I'm so proud of you guys, that I'm going to learn how to budget, I'm going to learn how to manage my money. You do it. But when you're betting on somebody else, what if that person doesn't do it? You're betting your money on a horse, you're betting your money on, the wheels turning. That's that wheel and that's that horse. But when you bet on yourself, you show up for yourself, right? You do your budget, so there's a guarantee that that thing is going to happen. So the biggest investment you can make is on yourself. If you say, I'm going to pay off my debt, and you pay off your debt, that's a 100% chance that that debt will be paid off. You see what I mean? So the biggest investment you can make is on yourself. So that's why I encourage people, first off, I say you pay off your debt because that's your biggest investment. And that's what we did. Because when we paid off our debt, we bet on ourselves and we said, we're going to pay it off. So we showed up and we did the work. We did not bet on somebody else to say, okay, here's my money, go pay off my debt. No, what if that person did not pay it off? So we showed up for ourselves, did the work, so we saw the debt disappear. Don't take your money and give it to some other person and say, you bring one person and that person bring two people. No, 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 no. What if they never came? But when you, like I said, you do the work, you are guaranteed to see that the work is done. All right. So, yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for sharing that. So, the 8 point is not having a budget. So, we're not having a budget. The biggest tip we can do is to create a budget. So, real quick, I'm going to go over how you create a budget. The very first thing is determining your income. So somebody please type the steps in the comments for me. So first you got to determine your income. You got to determine your expenses. Then you want to subtract your expenses from your income. And then you want to monitor your expenses and track your expenses. And then just adjust your budget as you go. Okay. And just remember, like I always say, that creating your budget is not the biggest part of it. It's tracking your expenses and making sure that you are on track. Like somebody was saying in the comments, I forgot if it was Yomi or Clenis or Maxine, but you gotta go back and make sure that you're on track with your budget, because that is the greatest task with your budget. Am I on track with my budget? Am I doing what I said I'm going to do on my budget? Am I did I actually spend 30,000 on my groceries? Did I actually spend 20,000 on my personal expenses? Did I actually stay on task with my electricity bill? If not, what can I do to reduce it? Because if you don't go back to take stock, you are not going to know what adjustments you need to make. Okay. So just creating the budget is one part of it. Now, if you need a template, which I encourage you to do, please go and download the templates that I have on Etsy, because it's really going to help you create your budget. It's really simple. You just follow the template and create a budget. I encourage you guys to handwrite your budget before you use any apps or Excel sheets, because it makes it more intentional. So that's why I have the templates on Etsy that you can download to create your budget. All right. So go to this link and download your template so that you can create your budget. Okay. So with that being said, the ninth way that we waste money is without even knowing is by paying the minimum on credit cards. So credit cards are a way that people waste money without even knowing. All right. So they tell you, okay, you just got to pay the minimum on your credit card. But here's the thing, the interest rates on credit cards are wild. When you calculate how much you pay on credit cards, you find out that you are paying so much money just on interest. And when you miss the minimum payments as well, the late fees are even crazier. So do not even pay just the minimum on your credit cards. If you can, pay off your credit cards every month, because carrying that balance on your credit cards, they charge you that interest on your credit cards. And like I said, then they charge you if you don't pay it on time. So to avoid the late fees, you want to automate your credit cards so that they can auto pay can pay off your credit cards for you and you avoid the late fees. All right. And if you cannot pay off your credit cards, make sure you're calling your creditors to negotiate payments. So the tips for avoiding those payments on your credit cards is: one, you want to pay off your credit card balance every month. You want to pay more than the minimum. If you can, pay as much as you can. If you cannot pay off the balance, and you want to set up your credit cards on auto payment and avoid those late payments. And please do not cash out on your credit cards, because those cash payments are huge. All right. So those are credit cards payment. Now, the last one that seems to be overlooked by a lot of people is the fees we pay for convenience. Yes. So, when you buy stuff and they tell you, okay, you can get it the same day or in 2 days. So just sign up for Amazon 2-day delivery or expedited shipping, or just withdraw at this ATM and just pay $2. Yeah, that fee. Or, you can just get your groceries delivered at your door. Uh huh. You know that fee, right? Yeah, Uber Eats can just give your food, deliver your food to you. Yeah, the convenience of not leaving your home. Do you know that that adds up? And people are gonna say, well, it's just convenient. Okay, it's convenient if you can afford it. But if you cannot afford it, or if you're trying to build wealth, you gotta think about the cost. Okay, is that a really smart way of paying your money, of spending your money? Because when you think about it, right? So now you order food for $25. Let's do the math. All right. So now I ordered food for $25. All right. Mm? And then they bring the food, and I have to pay, Uber Eats for, so what is it? 15 divided by 100 times 25. Okay. So I have to give the guy tip for at least $5, right? And then maybe the convenience of using Uber Eats is like $7, right? So now we have 25 plus $5 plus 7. So now that food comes up to about $37, right? So if I had gotten my butt up and go to buy that food, it would have been like $25. But because I sat home and I wanted to pay, get that food, I paid 12 extra dollars for the convenience of it. Okay? So it's convenience. It's convenient. I sat home and I paid extra $12. Now, if I do that 3 times a week, so $12 times 3 is $36. It's convenient. All right? So if I buy more food, how much is that I am paying? So just think about it, right? So we pay for convenience. Now, sometimes you need it. I'm not disputing that. But be mindful that when you are paying when you're putting money to something else, you're giving up something else. Okay? So you got to always know that for everything that you do, you forfeit something else. That's opportunity cost. So everything that you do, you forfeit something else, right? So this $12 that you're giving to for convenience, it might be the $12 that you could have applied to save money and invest for the lifestyle that you want. So is it really worth it? So it's $12 that you're delaying that lifestyle that you really want, or that financial goal. You're delaying achieving that your financial goal by $12. Is it really worth it? That's something that you should be thinking about. So opportunity cost, right? So the convenience of now, is it worth the lifestyle? Or is it worth delaying the lifestyle that you want to give your kid? I don't know. That's what we should be asking ourselves. So, those are the 12 ways that we waste money that I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to real quick recap those 12 ways, okay? So, again, we can just drop them in the comments. The very first way was subscription. The second way was impulsive purchases. The third way was eating out. The fourth way was bank fees. The fifth way was energy waste. The sixth was unused membership. The seventh was expensive habits. And the eighth was not using a budget. The ninth was paying the minimum on a credit card. And the 10th was paying for convenience. All right. So, we always end with action steps. So, which one of these are you going to implement this week or today? Because it's very easy to cancel a subscription service, right? So, which one of these are you going to implement today so that you can save money? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to download the template, right? I always tell you budgeting is the foundation of building wealth. So don't forget to download the template. You definitely want to download the template. If you're not following me, you want to follow us on all our social media platforms, Beyond Financial Reset, on YouTube, on TikTok, on where am I? Facebook. And ask others to follow us. Make sure you're sharing the video as well. And I see only 28 likes. Like the video. You guys need to like you can like the video multiple times. Like the video so that Facebook can send the video to other people. So like the video. Um and then I want to see what are we going to do. So somebody's gonna cancel more subscription services, gonna cancel, cut out impulsive spending. Yes, gonna download your template. That's good. I like the action steps. So tomorrow we're gonna follow up on what you did. All right, because we don't want to only plan, we want to take action as well. All right. So, yes, subscription service. I like that. So, tomorrow we're going to find out if you actually did your action step. All right, Claudette. All right, Sanjan. Yes, Claudine. I'm going to follow up with you to find out, did you actually do your action step? So, you all tag these people who are saying they're going to do all these things. So, tomorrow you ask them, did you do what you said you were gonna do? Because we want to hold each other accountable so that we can win together. Because you know what happens when we build work together? Then we don't ask each other money because all of us now have enough money, right? That's the beauty about building wealth together. Nobody's gonna make a goal for me because we all have enough money. We all have insurance. We all have money. So nobody's going to be asking people money. So that's why it's important that we build wealth together so that we don't have to ask each other money. Everybody has their own money. Everybody's family has enough money. So we need to build well together. So that's why I say invite other people so that they can learn. So nobody is going to be asking you money because they have their own money. Okay. So I love you guys so much for watching. Please, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and have a great night. Have a great day and stay blessed.